Let's go back to our story now as we continue the tail end of this night before moving forward to see what other fallout might happen. We bring it back in now, in the parking garage of Dragos' Emerald Tower. The three of you have been waiting for some time. Just to check, as the minutes do tick on, still waiting for your shepherd and leader, Grayson. Do the three of you say anything as Annabelle lets you out of the elevator?
Not in particularly. Acer is just going to be very quiet in just looking around, waiting to see if they ever pull the car around for us to get into.
The van is left exactly where it was left before, though now it is devoid of any humans.
Okay, then I will just wordlessly gesture to the car as if to say, after you guys.
I forgot, Storyteller, did I leave my bike a few blocks away, or did I park it here?
You left it a few blocks away.
Okay. I need to go pick up my bike.
I drove my own car, and I'll probably wait till I see... Well, I'll wait till he comes out, but since Dragos mentioned what he did, Onyx probably seems pretty antsy, and she's already got a pen in her hand. She's tapping, and she's pulled out a notebook, and she has kind of laid that out along with a map on her car. She's kind of discreetly, just like a notebook, and it doesn't look like anything. It's all encoded, and she's just staring at that, kind of just looking and reading, and every now and then jotting a note down.
At this point, you all are still dressed in your finer linens that were given to you as Annabelle casually walks out, waits for a moment. As you can see, she immediately snaps her head over to her right. For Onyx and Crested, you would hear the footsteps long before you see them, gesturing to why Annabelle turned the way she did. As you can see another well-dressed man, very slimly built. Funny enough, maybe of Irish descent. Short, gingered hair, maybe about 5'2". He's a real short man, wearing actually a very nice black and red pleated dress kilt. Beautiful leather shoes, white shirt that probably is about as white as porcelain, perfectly ironed, thick, high-quality linen with some tattoos that come off the side of his arms, rings on all of his fingers. He comes around carrying what appears to be several duffel bags, one over his arm, one over his shoulder, and holding the straps of another as he walks up to past you, Acer, looks to the four. Got your bloody clothes, I do. Throws all the leftover garments that you guys had, clean, laundered, and fresh as daisies. We sprinkled a little bit of lilac in there for a little bit of flavor, you know?
Thanks.
Wow, you all are sad-looking motherfuckers. Annabelle just gives a small laugh. That's okay, Jerome. They've had a long night. Just go handle the rest of those humans. I'm sure it's going to be tough work to find necessary abodes and homes for them while we patch things up. You understand, right? You got it, Queen. He gives a small fang-like laugh as he just begins just strutting away. Annabelle begins sliding the duffel bags over to each of you, but as he slides to yours, Acer, she has a hand on it before you're allowed to take it. So, Mr. Primogen, about that favor.
Didn't think you'd be cashing it in already. All right. What do you got?
I don't request for favors I don't already need answers to. Besides, debts hanging in the air is so tacky. I've got a little soiree planned. It seems good old Percy is having a rather big event about a week or so from now. I want you there as my date.
Sorry, you want me to accompany you to a soiree?
Yes.
All right, I'm not saying no, but just because I very much enjoy information, being who I am. Why me? Literally anyone else has more grace than I do. You're pretty much...
She leans over and just gestures you. Oh, the Thin Blood's got comedy. Yes, we are aware of your lack of etiquette. I'm sure everyone at court has seen it about 1,000,000 times. I'm surprised it hasn't been whispered more in this city. She flashes just a bright white smile. No.
He's just dead in the face.
See, here's the thing. You give yourself too little credit. I've been around for a while. I have never seen a thin blood make it to court before. Never. Don't even think I've ever heard of it before. You might be the first. So as far as I know, at least someone who's lasted as long as you have. You're interesting. And I have uses for you that night, so wear something versatile. And please, for God's sakes, get it laundered and make sure it matches. In fact, you know what? Points to you, Crescent. Make sure Mr. Holland dresses him, because I get the sense he has the taste of a high schooler whose mama never taught him how underwear works. I will make sure to have an entourage to pick you up. Your coterie's invited. The more the merrier. But you will be my escort. And for that night, you will do as you're told, when you are told, without complaint. Just for the night. You consider that once that night is over, and you retire for the evening, once I've dismissed you for that day, in this case that night, semantics, the boon will be fulfilled. No strings attached.
In full.
Well, it is a major boon. I think an entire night of servitude under my wonderful presence, I think that equates up to what I need. Sums up anything that I might need anyway. Again, wear something sturdy. You know how Brewha parties are. They can be a little rough.
As I kind of just grab a hold of the bag and not intentionally, but unintentionally kind of just yank it.
The nails can stay into it for a moment. It's like, Yes.
You just say when and where. I'll show up at the appropriate time, and then I'm yours for the night.
I will pick you up in a week from today. I will bring everything you need to get there. If your coterie wishes to join you, they have to dress nice too. I'm not bringing charity cases as my entourage, so please dress your best. And I mean that with as much emphasis as I can put into this situation. As you do see the smile does fade on that note for emphasis. Just be ready in a week, beginning of the night. I'll take care of everything else.
Deal.
She lets the bag go. Then it's a date. I look forward to it, darling. She actually does leave her and just runs a hand across the front of your chest and just leans over and kisses you on the cheek. It is ice cold. Leaving a big, healthy, reddish-white lipstick stain right on the side of your face. She leans over, rubs her thumb into it, giving you a playful pout. Good boy. See you soon, darling. She pats you on the chest and walks past. You see, she actually walks off in a different direction. Just in time.
She's out of eyesight.
Grayson, at this moment, those doors open just to see as Annabelle has planted a kiss square onto Acer's cheek.
All right, before I remember how to throw up again, I'm gonna go back to the bike. See you at the center.
Can always drop you off. It'll be quicker.
I'd rather have my bike back.
That's what I'm saying. We could drop you off at the bike.
I'm gonna leave.
Full on cold shoulder, Acer. You know, there's that headache again. In fact, Grayson, you notice very quickly Acer clutches a hand and you can hear his knuckles crack as Acer, whatever you got stabbed with must be wearing off hard. You take a point of willpower damage. Fortunately, it takes you an aggravated, if I'm correct.
That is correct, yes.
Go ahead and roll me a hunger frenzy check. As all of a sudden, you can hear the metal of those bars warping and twisting. That little bit of disrespect from Crescent after tonight, just sending you over that edge.
So that means I only get 4 die.
Correct.
And that's 3 successes.
3 successes. That is enough. However, as you're able to pull back that desire just to whip out your butterfly knife, shake her in the kidney, and drink as much as you can from her. And it's a note. You You want to bite her. You want to bite any of these people, but you want to bite her, Kindred. That's where that lust for taste suddenly went for a moment, but something lingers. Something just... You've had enough. You've had enough of this. All of this. Tonight, you've had it. You're going to suffer a compulsion as a result of the ash fading from your system. That full-on loss begins to override your mind. I'm going to say for this, you're feeling dominating. No one has listened to you the past couple of days. Fuck, these nut jobs haven't been listening to each other for the past couple of days. And look what fucking happened. Too many times have been cold shoulders, useless arguments. People are just throwing nonsense back and forth to the point where the new member of the group had to suddenly come in with a little sprinkling of knowledge. You know what? Had she not done that tonight, you all could be dead right now. You had enough. Until you're able to establish dominance in a situation, you're at a -2 to all rolls except compulsions. And this goes on until you win. Until everyone in this space, your coterie, finally listens. You're done.
Okay. Then, as Crescent's walking away, Acer's just going to pipe up and say, when you get your bike and you come back to our haven, just come straight to my room.
Acer, it's been a long night.
Crescent, I'm not asking as Acer. I'm telling you as Primogen. My room when you get back.
Fine. I'm gonna leave.
Great, you're out. Can we go? As he turns to look to Grayson.
I'm going to go up to Acer. As I keep my eyes on him the whole time. Right. I'll drive then?
Yeah. Acer will turn to Onyx and just be like, you're welcome to join. You don't need to come, but wouldn't mind having you there.
We do have some things to discuss, but I don't have a feeling what needs to be discussed is what's going to happen tonight.
Just gotta clear some things up.
Gotcha. Well, while you two, I'm just going to gesture, have it out, we've got some incredibly important things that have come up, especially since the prince has now mentioned them. I've already been looking into them for a few days now, and that might be something that needs to be discussed when you're done with this.
Happy to hear it out.
And she's just going to hesitate and be like, you really sure you want me there?
It's
Seems
your
like
choice.
A family affair.
Well,
Here.
I will be completely honest. At this point, I'm kind of considering you part of the team.
New one for me.
I hate to say it, but I think you've become a part of our lovely coterie.
Oh. She's going to kind of like shift a little bit. Like she's kind of like uncomfortable with that like thought. Not like a bad thing, but just new for her. She's
It's
like,
foreign.
And she's going to just kind of rub her buzzed head. All right, we'll see. I'll see. And she'll get in the car.
And with that, I will just gesture over to our car as I get into the passenger side.
They leave a duffel bag for me.
There's a double bag for everybody, for everyone's clothes. Okay. Crescent seems to have left hers behind.
I'll scoop hers up too and put them in the van.
Grayson, as you are throwing the double bags into the van, your attire and equipment, anything that had been on you at the time, bags feel weighty. You probably don't think Annabelle was dumb enough to withhold anything, and no reason would she have. But as you're getting things done, you feel a warm breeze pull past you just because you turn your head and you see a small red envelope just flying through the open garage straight towards you, and you catch it. You turn it over between your fingers. The princess seal is on the front of it.
And take that. Is there any pockets on this fine linen?
There is a nice breast pocket on the left side. Not too large, but you could fold the letter and stick it in there.
I will do that as I fold it up and put it away. So I finish loading mine and Crescent's duffel bag.
And off you all go on your way back to the Haven. Crescent, it's not hard for you to find your bike. I'll say for the sake of brevity here, as unless there's something specific that needs to be taken care of at this moment, we can move and fade the next scene over. So, we fade over now, one after another. You all have arrived one point over another. It's much later in the evening, probably getting close to 4:30 in the morning. Most of the people that would be running the center right now have been long asleep. The night crew working through. Hopefully Jackson's doing okay. That's something that kind of goes through Acer's mind. But one after another, you all pull in, and Acer, the front door to your lab opens. Your coterie all arriving one after another, not too far behind. Grayson carrying the duffel bags. What do you do?
Right now, he's just going through all the cameras in his room and just disconnecting them. Making sure that his computer's off. Any and all electronics are in either a Faraday cage or near wherever Crescent is going to be sitting. He's going to have them near her.
You pull out your phone and start putting it away. That unfortunate timing as you just check your phone. There's that hurricane picture again.
Toss it in the cage. Lock it. Not a good time. Throw it in the corner.
Okay. But one by one, you all begin to funnel in as Acer is moving very rapidly. You guys are already a little starting to get on edge. Acer's something weird is with Acer right now. He's not. It's been a stressful night, but he's acting a little sharp. It's concerning.
So is everyone in the room right now?
Unless someone has tried to peel away, do something else, I would assume so.
I probably would be a little bit behind because I hadn't decided yet if I was going. I will go, but I'm probably have gotten halfway home before I realized the contents of my trunk that I actually needed Acer to look at. So then I'll probably head over. So I'm probably a few minutes behind.
So unless you're waiting for Onyx, she has not arrived yet.
I think this could play together pretty nicely. So I'm gonna start as soon as they're in the room.
Okay.
Crescent and Grayson.
I probably would have reunited with Enzo too, just to clear that up.
I think the most Grayson would do was I would go and just a quick message to Danica just to get like a progress report from her, see if anything's changed, anything of note happened while we were on.
I would have tried as calmly as I possibly could, with no success whatsoever. To let Grayson know that as he's going to his room, if he can grab the letter that I gave him before I was going to go meet Eleonora, and to just bring it to my room.
Right. I'll grab that and I'll be right back.
So working from the top down. Danica, you request a progress report. It's immediate. She never seems to go home anymore. She's always seemed to be here all the time. I need to check on that. But she does let you know, so far things have been fine.
Okay.
I'm glad to see you're still safe. We do need to talk. We've had problems. A few patients have been... There's a ... special. It can wait. I've got it handled.
Okay. But I'll text her back and bring me files on them where we can get a better idea of their situation, if you don't mind. Later date or later time, not now.
I'll get it compiled and I'll get it to you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Danica.
Hope you're doing okay, boss. And there's a little winky face on it.
I text her back like, you are holding me in place, my dear.
Just doing my duty, sir. Crescent. It's not hard for you to find Enzo because you don't find him, he finds you. You begin moving your way down through the secret tunnels, turn the corner through the cathedral. And as you're about to open the door, you just hear from behind you. You turn to look at him.
Yeah.
His arms are crossed. He is mad. There's nothing hiding on his face. He is looking down at you, down the point of his nose. His brow is furrowed. His jaw is tight.
You have a right to be mad, just like everybody else. Sorry.
I'm only going to ask one thing for now. Because despite the situation I'm in, I don't think it needs to be said how much I didn't appreciate what you just did to me.
Yeah.
But just so I can get this out of the way, because obviously it was important. Is she dead? For real? He nods his head. Okay. And you were sure?
I'm still trying to believe it. I might go drive by the cathedral, but yeah.
He steps closer to you. The room around you gets extremely dark. Not a flicker like yours, it's Enzo's. But the very light in this room just loses the will to exist. And he wraps his arms around you, pulling you in for a very tight hug. Just for a moment. We will talk about this later. But for what it's worth, I'm sorry. There's not a lot of love on his face, but you can sense there's more to it. There's a lot to unpack here.
I'm gonna hug him back, just kind of savoring that moment for a second. Well, I have orders to go to Acer's room now, so...
Oh, he's barking orders now. Fuck.
Yeah, that
You know what?
seemed pretty serious, which means I'm about to get the ultimate probably yell at, so yeah.
Oh, I gotta see this. I've got to see this. Nope, you're not convincing me. Don't dare try to say I can't go.
Don't interject or do anything that will piss them off. Everybody's kind of on edge right now, enough as it is. And you can kind of come off as a, how do I say it nicely, an asshole?
Fair. But excuse me as I have to rearrange my ribs still, but I'll try and be comfortable. As you hear him like move his body, you can hear a fractured bone still moving in his body. It'll keep me awake while he tries to yell at everyone.
Fair point. And I'm gonna start walking with him to Acer's room.
Acer, it takes a few moments. Every second that ticks by, it's more and more annoying. Where are they? You know what? You're about to go out and get them. You know what? This is going on way too long. You're going to go start dragging people, and then the door opens as Grayson is the first to funnel in.
Apologies about that. Just needed to go and check in with how everything's going. We can pull attention here.
Did you get it?
Yes, I did. As I pull it out and...
You'll just take it, put it on the table.
You know that carries a lot of weight, what you told me about that. what's in that.
Yeah. Well, I had a plan. I didn't go anywhere near like I thought it would.
It's unfortunately, that's just us right now.
Yeah. I need at least one more, so still gonna have to wait.
Are you feeling anything yet?
Frustration, anger, rage. That's about all I'm feeling right now.
And then that size Magnum 10 headache slams back through your skull the moment that secret entrance about near you just swings open wildly as Enzo has pushed the door open and letting Crescent inside. Are we late for the show?
Both of you
Down.
sit.
Oh.
Yeah, there's that.
This is going to get good. Enzo meanders around the border out and sits in what would have been your beanbag, Crescent. Plops himself down.
And I'm going to go ahead and close the secret entrance. Leave that unlocked, but I'm going to lock the front door. Question. Storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Does Onyx know about the secret passages yet?
I've only been to the center once.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to get
Thank
in
you.
anywhere.
Then reverse
Yeah.
that. He's going to lock the secret entrance, and then he's going to keep the front one open.
Hopefully there is someone to direct me around the place.
There will be.
Do I need to alert Danica?
I'll say for the sake of brevity, if Acer, if you're waiting for Onyx, she's not too far away, and we can broad stroke and get her involved as well.
Yeah, you know what? I'll wait. It'll actually, now that I think about it, it'll be easier if everyone's just all together so she doesn't come in midway through. So
Fair enough.
I'll sit there. I'll have some, while they're all doing their thing waiting, I'm just going to be like writing on a little sheet of paper.
You
Just
see,
some numbers.
as Acer's kind of just waved a hand, his face twisting with a scowl as he just waves you guys to wait. He begins throwing out some papers and a calculator and a pencil and a pen. It's just writing down, typing some numbers, writing some things down, typing some others, flips a few pages over, and just works very quickly. You can see he starts breaking down some kind of mathematical equation. Starts writing numbers out, stops to think for a minute, throws a few sheets off to the side, and starts working on a different group. Similar numbers, but variables. Lots of things just flying through at a rapid pace, hitting calculators, moving quickly. And that's when the door opens as Onyx, luckily, one of the security individuals, a younger man. You didn't quite catch his name, but he seems to be a rather energetic individual. Smiles like, hey, boss, as he leans in. I got someone here that says she knows you, as this is Alexander.
Is he talking to me or Acer?
Acer, as Grayson, you and Steve kind of just lean yourself kind of back towards the shadows out of view, knowing that not all of your security guards know that you're still alive.
I'm sure I kind of mose. I'm in like a corner where I'm just.
Yeah, go ahead. Let her in, please.
Right in this way, Miss O'Connell, you said?
Yes.
Before you go,
Alex, nice to meet you.
you know, it's nice to meet you too. I hope you don't find me forward, but you are really pretty. He's
Even with the shaved head, that does it for you.
You know, I long haired, short haired, it all's the same. I think it's rather unique.
Nice to meet you. And I'm going to hand him a business card.
He takes the card and, you know, maybe I'll ask you out for coffee sometime. We'll see. We'll see when I'm free. He turns it, hits the door frame. Okay.
I'm gonna chuckle, and then I'm going to take a large duffel bag over to Acer's desk. I'm not gonna like bring it up, but I am going to like set it down on there and just pat it and then go take a seat somewhere.
The security lifts his nose back. Just you can see he's trying to hold back a bleed as he looks to Jason. Do you need anything else, boss? Do I? You need anything? Are you good?
I'm going to head over to the door and just be like, no, go take care of that nose, and just close it and lock it.
You just
I'm cackling.
You hear Muff on the other side. No. Okay. Fuck, man.
So he's gonna kind of swing around so he's facing in front of everyone. I I've really only told this to one of you, so I think it's only fair that you all know. Do you guys understand how I came to the conclusion that I am now immune to the sun?
Quite a bit of theory, testing, possibly. Quite handy.
Yeah, great observation. Thank you, Grayson. I tried to kill myself.
I'm gonna look genuinely confused. Not to be rude, but Onyx is gonna look genuinely confused and be like, "You mean we all haven't tried to sun ourselves? That's not normal?"
Not for people who actually chose this life, as I look towards Grayson, and who actually enjoy being this way as I look to Crescent. No, it's not normal.
I'm just gonna look kind of awkward, and I'm like, I get the burn. I'm like, oh. I'm just gonna shut up. As someone who has also tried to sun themselves multiple times.
Unfortunately, that beast is a little bit too strong when the sense of survival kicks in.
So yeah. A few months ago, I came to a dead end on my research, and I decided to end it all. To just fuck it. I hate this life anyways, that's no secret. I loathe being what it is that I am. So you can imagine my surprise when we're all as a group and we all decide something that I think is pretty damn good. We all decide no more secrets. So we tell everyone our secrets. And of course, Onyx, you are exempt for this because this is something that we talked about before we even introduce you. So you're in the clear at this point. But imagine my fucking surprise when I'm the only one following your advice, Grayson. As he grabs the letter. This right here. I told you what this letter was. I specifically, as he kind of slams it down on the table, told everyone here what it is I was going to do. The only things I kept secret that I was even forthcoming about was the details on how I was supposed to do it, because I cannot lie to save my life. So I needed to maintain an air of truth. And to my fucking surprise, Crescent decides, fuck all that. I'm going to go off myself. I'm going to keep my secrets and I'm going to go face this giant enemy on my own. Do you have any fucking idea what that put me through? Anything at all? Yeah, I don't think you understand one thing, Crescent. You and Grayson are the reason I give a fuck about you guys. You are the only reason why I'm starting to give a shit. When I first met you, I didn't trust either of you. I made sure that night after I met you, which, by the way, great meeting, having a fucking knife to my back. Great first impression, loved it. And I went home and I researched the hell out of both of you. Oh yeah, that day I found out everything I needed to know. I found your past, and I found your past as well, Grayson. Oh yeah, you can sit there and be all, yep, you found me out. Oh, good for you. But guess what? I know that 26 pages doesn't equal a life story. I know it's bullshit, Grayson. I know what I found was bullshit. And guess what? I decided to trust both of you anyways. despite everything in my being saying, fuck off, and make sure you can't be found again. I decided to trust both of you, and you instantly broke that trust by going into my lab, grabbing any supply possible to start a goddamn fire, and going to a, 200-plus year old kindred. Something along those lines? Tell me, am I in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you kindly explain to me what idiotic sense you had that made any of that okay? At least when I was trying to do it, I planned for a good outcome. I didn't plan to kill myself, but I had fucking shit in place in case it happened. I let all of you guys know what I was going to do.
Acer, that was a suicide mission. You were going to not come back from that.
And I still let you know. Because I thought that even in my stupidity, that if things went south, you guys know what would happen and you guys would be taken care of. This, as he grabs the letter, was supposed to be the one thing that makes it so any of you can take her position if she decided to kill me. I had a plan. Was it a good plan? Fuck no. So yes, congratulations, you saved the fucking day. Yeah, but here's the reality of it. There's only one thing that you guys did right in that situation. And that was her, as I point to Onyx. You guys making me care about you made me do the one thing I thought I would never do. I didn't protect myself. As soon as she came in, I had every cell in my body saying, get into her background. Do not trust her. But you know what? I decided to listen to the little voice inside my head that was you two assholes telling me, oh, we're not so different. So I let her in, thinking she could be useful, thinking that she could help. And that was the only thing that saved both your asses that night. It was her. The fucking Malkavian, no offense. The one that had the most fractured mind out of all of us was the one that came up with the best plan in the midst of the chaos. I cannot explain how fucking agitated I am. I have a psychopathic hacker up my ass in every damn system that I can find. My sister is in the hospital because of a ghost you fucking made. Cherry on top of everything is I keep gaining this stupid standing that I don't even want. I'm trying to become human again. And now I'm a fucking primogen. Do you have any conceivable idea how frustrating it is to get to know you, to understand you, and to actually come to like you? And then for you to say, fuck you, I'm gonna go die. At least when I tried to do it, I wasn't connected to you guys. You weren't gonna leave anything behind when I died. So explain to me how the hell I am supposed to take it when you make me care about you and then suddenly pull away because you rather be in your dark little bubble.
That doesn't justify using you as a thin blood meat shield either, which is why it's the same exact thing. You made me care too. Didn't trust you because guess what? Oh, thin bloods. They're all bad. They're all useless. And then guess what? Started caring about you too. And I'm sorry, but I didn't see any sort of benefit to sending you off to fight something that was my problem and then most likely dying in the process.
And that's when
that was my problem.
And that's when Acer's going to walk up and get maybe like not like right in your face, but maybe like a good foot away. And just be like, and yet you still ask for my help. And when I offered a solution, even if it was going to my death, I still told you about it. You didn't.
What would you have said?
Anything. Any plan that you had in your head would have been better. I had everything planned for a diplomatic act.
You'd know that wasn't
And because
gonna happen.
even if it wasn't going to happen, that's what I had prepped for. I did not prep for an all-out war against a 200-plus hero kindred.
Technically 222, as Enzo pipes up with a finger.
Thank you. So now I'm sitting here wondering why the hell you think it's okay to do any of that.
It's not. It just...
Thank you. Finally, some fucking sense. It's not. I had to go in there so woefully unprepared that I brought fucking salt to put out a fire that I thought you were going to cause with a Molotov. No, turns out you sabotaged the entire system. So my plan wasn't going to do shit in the long run. In the end, I was completely useless. And the only fucking thing that actually got me through was that damn syringe that he forced down my neck. Which, by the way, Grayson, right now, are you like sitting or are you standing? Like, where are you right now?
I would say Grayson is not. He's definitely standing at this point. He's been standing since he came in. He could already, like, I'd say with the earlier observation, like he's not giving you space, but he is very knowingly, like, knowing that this, he's prepared. Let's say that.
Okay. So since you are standing, Acer's going to walk up to you, grab you on the shoulder, and just be like, thanks for that, and punch you straight in the gut. As hard as he can.
Are you going to take it?
I've never seen Acer like this. I think, with my background, can I tell that he's at a breaking point and he needs this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Acer, go ahead, roll strength plus brawl. This is a difficulty of 1 because Grayson's taking it.
This is gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
My strength is 1 success. Yeah.
You take 1 point of superficial damage as Acer just full on, as hard as he can, slams his fist right underneath your sternum to the point where it even tickles your undead heart. It doesn't feel good. Not as strong as maybe some other one hit you. Maybe Genjis could punch harder, but the effect is still there. It's more the emotional sting that just radiates through you. You felt that one.
Oh, that was he doesn't like, you deserve that. You definitely deserve that.
And as he pulls back on that punch, he's just going to grab you and throw you on his computer chair.
You stumble over and just hit the chair.
And he's just going to be like, you had no fucking right injecting me with that. None. That was not your decision to make.
With what?
As he walks over to his bag, pulls out the syringe that had the liquid in it.
It's
The one that I have the other twos of?
It is the one he has in his
tosses it on
hand.
the ground, so it just slides to your feet and it is empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just gonna look in horror at Grayson. Just like straight up. I'm not gonna say anything, but horror on my face.
Do you have any fucking idea what I'm going through right now? Do you know what I studied you? There are rituals that you can do that, guess what? I've learned one of them. I fucking studied it. I made damn sure that what I was doing and how it was going to affect me before I even attempted it. And to this day, I still haven't attempted it because I don't know the full scale of it. That is my courtesy to you guys to make sure I don't fuck you over with my stupidity. And yet you, without knowing what this syringe does, without even knowing what it contains, decides to inject it into my system. The first thing I ever tested on myself, I thought was a cure. You know what fucking happened? I died more. I become ever closer to a kindred to the point where I now have just a little bit more resilience than most of the Thin Bloods. And it nearly fucking killed me. You had no clue that that syringe wasn't going to do the same. And what pisses me off more is that you sit there and whine and complain about how weak you are. Yet in the same breath, you sit there, claim to be a shepherd, but you act like a sheep. I want you to answer me this, Grayson. Who killed Duncan?
Yep, he would. Yeah, you touched too hard. He's going to stand up like, I did.
Damn fucking right you did. And he's going to go over to his closet. He's going to pull out his blade. See this? Broken. Shattered. You think this could have done it alone? You think this did anything to him as he puts his hand down and pretty much stabs himself with the blade?
The blade, as soon as it comes down, just scrapes off the side of his hand like it's porcelain.
I'm a fucking thin blood. That's what the blade did to me. And he tosses it across the room.
I follow the blade as I look at it, just almost kind of in shock slightly.
He just scatters off into the corner.
Fucking my blade that took him down. It was your poison. It was you kept all of this together. It was you who took down Duncan. Everything you have done is with your own power. You think I'm strong? You honestly think that I am anywhere near your level, or Crescent's level, or Enzo's, or fucking Onyx? The fact of the matter is, I'm the weakest person here. But I don't give a shit about that. I use everything I have to survive. Everything! That's what makes me strong. And you that have triple the resources that I do can't even see that you have strength in and of yourself. Do you have any idea how fucking frustrating that is? Oh no, you're dead. Who fucking cares? So you can't show your face. Create a persona. Everyone has one. Fucking they do it in telenovelas, asshole. Twin brothers, bastard children. Pick one if you want to come back to life. Just don't sit there and mope. Literally everything you do is so frustrating to me. Absolutely everything. And you had the fucking gall to create a rule of no secrets, and the first thing you do when you receive that godforsaken book is you fucking hide it from everyone. Yeah, you don't think I know about that?
I know you know about it. We talked about it, Acer.
Yeah, because I dragged it out of you. If I didn't do that, you would still be up in your room cradling it like a newborn.
Forgive me if it actually helped us survive that night, and I think you remember the one I'm talking about.
What, one night?
One night where we fought something we didn't, our natural enemy.
Grayson, that thing wanted the book. If you would have just handed it over, we would have walked out of there.
And fuck all the things that were chasing us on the inside as well, right?
Yeah, it was all there to protect the fucking book. It was meant to keep everyone out. To keep that thing in. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I took a witch's fire to the fucking chest. I used that book as a shield, and that thing didn't even feel warm by the end of it. And I got torpid because of it. I hate everything that's happening right now. Because you fucked up because you can't even imagine having people in your life. You fucked up because you still believe that you're weak as shit. And the worst part is I fucked up too. All of this happened because I didn't have anything prepared.
That's a surprise. As Enzo just gets up to straighten his back.
And he's just going to turn to Enzo. Oh, that's a surprise. You want to fuck another one? How about this for a surprise? Your death would have been on your hands.
Ooh. Yep, there it is.
Nothing to say now? You had enough fucking willpower. You had enough fucking balls to go down into the cellar, into a fucking cesspit, and break your own sternum, which, by the way, I didn't need you telling me that. I could tell the amount of damage you did to yourself, just so you wouldn't go back. But you don't have the fucking gall to come here and ask for help. We could have planned for this shit months ago. All of this happened because of you.
Enzo, now standing, looks at you and just tilts his head. The room, there's a wave of shadow that just ripples through all the lights as he just steps closer to you. He towers over you by maybe a good foot, and he looks down at you.
I will step up and stare. Well, not really stare him down. I'll stare him up. And just be like, fucking tell me I'm wrong. Say it. Let me hear the truth.
You have lovely ceiling tiles. No, not saying that. Just looking up.
He looks over to you, Crescent. I'm going to say this, Thin Blood. You and I both know Grayson was in the way of any type of alliance we could have had. The only reason why I don't turn you to fucking ash where you stand, and even broken as I am, I could do it, is because I still need something to eat and a place to stay. So don't push it.
He's actually going to lean in until he's face to face and be like, are you using Grayson as a shield now?
Oh, God.
Allow me to shatter that sad, pathetic reality.
Oh, God.
The truth is, you would have come to us either way and we would have helped you. Because she still needed answers, as I point to Crescent. And no matter what would have happened, she would have not let anything happen to you until you got them. The result is the same, and you fucking know it. So how about getting off your fucking high horse, take some responsibility, and admit that all of this was because of you.
Crescent, you watch as Enzo's shadow begins to elongate, very similar to those tendrils that Eleonora would keep. And right when it seems like those tendrils are about to lift off the floor, they stop. Nods his head. Looks over to you, Grayson. Are you sure you're the shepherd, Grayson?
The last time I checked, Enzo,
He is turning around. He's turned around and he's already walked out the door, not even listening to you.
Okay.
Acer
All right.
center himself back in the room again as his eye at this point is glowing red without activating his power. Like his right eye is red, veins are glowing. We need to come together. This cannot happen again. If we set a rule down, it is for everyone. Because, god damn it, I cannot fathom what the hell I'm gonna do if I lose you two as well. And that's when bloody tears start forming at the corner of his eye and just kind of dripping down. I actually care about you assholes. Because in the most frustrating way, despite what I am and despite how much I fucking hate myself, it's you two that made me see it in a different light. And maybe, just maybe, I could actually like myself a little bit. Despite the fucking monster that I am. I didn't build this entire thing because it was convenient for me. I built it for you, Grayson. Because these are your people you're trying to help. I didn't build your gauntlets. I didn't build your guns. Because I felt that you two would protect me. I did it so you could protect yourselves. In the end, my goal is always as it was. I'm going to become human again. And I will leave all of this behind. The difference is, now I don't want to leave my new family hanging in the dust.
I'll say on that note, Acer, Crescent and Grayson, you have not been able to tear your eyes away from him. Onyx, you've been watching just shock and horror, trying to just avert your gaze and stay under this ballistic fire of chaos and punishment, verbally and emotionally, and a little physically. But in this moment, Acer, you are the one standing in the middle of the circle, and all eyes have been upon you. You have had control, and people have listened. Your compulsion is satisfied.
As he kind of just grabs the letter and tears it up. Throws it in the garbage can. I need to do some more research. I need to figure out how I can get stronger. And how I can protect you guys. Go ahead and do what you want the rest of the night. Done talking. As he kind of just turns around and goes into his lab.
I'm going to follow him with the bag.
And I say on that note... Oh, go ahead. Yeah, last minute.
I was just going to say, before he leaves, I'm just going to say, for what it's worth, I am sorry. And I'm going to turn and leave.
Leaving just you, Grayson. Standing as Acer just sidewalks past you with Onyx carrying a bag of who knows what, as Acer goes to the nearby adjacent lab. Already materials being pulled out. Leaves a lot swing through your head, doesn't it?
And I go over to the hilt of the sword and I pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at it.
There's a tiny bit of degradation on the metal, like it's been pocketed. Some kind of caustic substance wearing away the very metal. A remnant of that little bit of poison that you left on it. A parting gift for old Duncan McTavish.
Take it with me. We'll put it in my room.
And at that note, it's a good time to take a small breather and a small intermission. And we'll come back in just a moment, everyone. Crescent, you walked away first. What's going through your head? As Acer's words begin to reverberate, you make your way down to the garage, and before you know it, you've already thrown a leg over to your bike. Not even wearing your helmet. Who needs it? You're already dead.
It's just justified. She was expecting it to happen, and got nothing to say against it. It's just justified.
The hollowed halls of the Second Chance Center can hear the reverberations as Grayson's engine revs up to life, and she kicks her Harley into gear and floors it out the front. Grayson, as you make your way up back to your room, seeing the overlooking window, you can just see the headlights of Crescent's bike swerving around the front barrier, not even letting him a chance to get open as she disappears off into the darkness. Takes you 10, 15 minutes. It's not too far away. Depending how long you go there, though, you don't know if you'll make it back before the dawn, but it's the only safe place you can think of right now. You pull your bike into the gravel parking lot as the old Harley-Davidson bar fluorescent lights casting red light onto the gravel road, glimmering with the rain all around you. Illuminates the parking lot as you cut the power to your bike, sitting on it, just letting your hair soak in the cold rain. But not many people here. Looks like a lot of the bikes are gone. You see two men in very husky leather jackets, shaggy white hair and beards, holding each other. One has his arms around. It's like, buddy, you had a little bit too much fun tonight. Come on, let's get you. We'll ride saddle. We can get you back. Come on. It's like, I don't know, man. Oh shit! As he kind of stumbles and he's like lands face first with you. Excuse me, ma'am. It's a older looking gentleman, maybe in his late 50s. His breath just reeks of whiskey.
Yeah, I'm gonna sidestep around him and make my way to the front.
You sidestep around, you just hear him go, holy hell, she's hot. Bro, she's young enough to be your niece. As he just hobbles this man away, this guy needs a stiff shower and a soft pillow. You step into the open door. A little bit of classical rock is playing on the jukebox at one end. Cruel fate, it's highway to hell. God damn it, Acer.
Great. Is Michael there?
Michael's indeed there. As you walk in, he's at the front of the bar. You see he's stacking up some dirty glasses, putting them off to the side. Hasn't quite noticed. He's like, yeah, we close at 5. We already called last call. I don't got any drinks left, buddy. Sorry. He hasn't looked at you yet.
Michael.
At this point, Michael does turn around as he's like, don't be the redhead. Don't be the redhead. Don't be the hi, sweetheart. As he just sets the cup down.
Hi. Bye.
You look like hell.
I feel like hell. Thank you for that.
Oh, shit.
I was actually going to ask if...
Shut up. Sit. He gets up as he throws the rag over his shoulder, walks around. You see he grabs the old-fashioned shutters and click, click, click. He goes out the front, checks the door. He sees someone. No, we're cut off. No, I'm closing the door. Sorry, can't hear you. Rain's to it.
Are they causing you trouble? Because, I mean, I kind of came here to blow off steam, so I was kind of hoping that you might have...
He looks over to you. No, they're not causing me trouble. No one fucking causes trouble in my bar.
History would say otherwise.
Okay, that one time I gave him a little bit too many chances. You know what? Shut your smart... Shut your smart ass mouth if you want a drink tonight.
By all means.
He walks around the bar as he just spreads his hands over the top and looks down at you. He turns around from where you see him grab all the way to the top shelf a really beautiful, expensive looking bottle of amber whiskey. He cracks off the wax seal, pops it right off, throws the cork right over his shoulder, bounces past you over the floor. You see he grabs out a small shaker. He pushes on one side of the wall as you hear a small latch and a small puff of cold air comes through as he pulls it around. And there's an ice freezer behind the bar, and you can just see big pouches of blood. But they're not labeled like bagged blood. These are just blanked, unmarked sacks of blood. He leans over, grabs 2 or 3 off, sits it down, puts the blood into a shaker, pours a healthy helping of whiskey, puts it around the bar top, throws out 6 shot glasses, and pours it all up in one blast, one at a time.
You know I can't do bagged, right?
It's not bagged. Takes one. Sits it down in front of you. There ain't no fucking chemicals in it, girl. I harvested this last night.
Or you were still doing that.
Look, I gotta eat too. Yeah. And guess what? You ain't the only vampire that comes in here still learning how to get drunk sometimes. It's not the first time to pull a neonate out of my dumpster trying to kill a rat, okay?
You know, just say I'm sorry.
He seems genuinely taken back as he leans back. His finger up. They have another shot glass. I'm sorry. Can you say it again?
I'm gonna take a shot because I need it.
It stings something fierce, but it's smooth. The thing about it is, you don't immediately get the desire to throw it up. It tastes like liquor. And you get a sense as that's his trick. The blood. He takes blood from drunks, mixes it with whiskey, makes it palatable. It hits your stomach like a rock, though, still. And he just smiles at you, just seeing the slight grimace in your face. It works. You're going to feel a little drunk the more you have of these. You still have to throw it up at the end of the night, though. Haven't quite got the mixture right. About as good as Annabelle's blood wine, except that this will make you thirstier. So, you're sorry. Cool. What the hell happened? I heard a shit ton of fire trucks going not too far away, and do I need to ask why the church was on fire on the news? Take 2 more of those and let's keep talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another shot, and just for brevity's sake, I'm gonna just tell him everything that's happened since the last time I saw him. And, like, everything. Now that there's nobody in the bar, thankfully.
He listens. And as you're telling the story, you're finding every few moments you're taking another shot. The emotions start riling up. You start to feel that sting coming back. You take another shot. You keep going. You take one more. At this point, you've stacked up four shot glasses as he is already setting up another rack. He throws another 6 shots right in front of you. And by the time you get to the end of this story, regaling the whole night, everything that happened, got 8 or 9 of these. If you're immortal, this would be flat on your ass. But here, you just feel the faintest sense of a buzz. Just something that keeps you a little numb. Just a little bit. It works. A little. But he doesn't say much. Just an occasional, okay. Just listens, but just nods, following.
So, Acer's understandably upset, but he's alive, so, I mean, I wanted to do that, so...
He nods. So I just gotta be blunt here. As he kind of scratches his salt and pepper beard. Very short and cut. Seems to change the style a little bit. What do you want me to do about it?
Need you to do anything, I just...
Then why are you here?
A place I could think to go.
Look, girlie. Gotta be honest, and you're not gonna like hearing this from me. Eleanor gave me the creeps. I didn't like her in court, I didn't like her smile, I didn't like the way she talked. She was bad news the moment she walked into this city. I don't need
You
to...
and everybody else.
Nah, shut up and listen. You've had a good sass with everybody else, and everyone else may tolerate that edge, but don't bring that shit into my bar. You know me better than that. You came here to talk, so we're going to talk. Okay? I don't mean that to be mean, but you ain't gonna listen if you're defending yourself here. I never really liked that relationship between you two. I was happy I got to see you coming in here more and more. Meant maybe you're being a bit more independent and maybe you could be cohesive, but after hearing that story, I personally think you made the right decision and the fact that you probably just saved your coterie's lives. And all the lives in that center. The ones that I went streaking through carrying a can of laughing gas and knock everybody out. That stuff smells wretched when you're dead. Thank God I don't need to breathe. Look. If you come in here for advice, I don't have much for you. If you come in here waiting for me to say some kind of magic word that's going to tell you that's going to make all that pain go away, I don't got much for you. I know you like being what we are. Some days I do too. The thing is, you're going to carry this. Forever. But the thing is, it ain't natural for a sire to outlive their childer. I've seen a lot of Kindred come in here. Vendettas, passions, ambitions, plans. It usually always ends the same, though. At some point or another, I've heard they've died. Met the final death. Enemy got pissed off, they got too big for their britches, flew too close to the sun, or you know what? The local prince at that time, or even Dragos nowadays, they yanked them out into the dawn themselves. Anarch killed.
Raise a glass. Toast to never becoming sires, then?
I wish I could toast that.
Really?
I got a few.
Surprise.
Don't worry about it. Doesn't happen often with me.
I'm still going to take the shot.
But don't count yourself on that one either. There may be someday you find a little poor lost soul out there that piques your strength, and whatever goes through your mind, you suddenly think it's a good idea to pass this curse on to somebody, give them a second chance the same way you were.
Doubt it.
Yeah, you say that now. And that's fine. And if you don't, great. We don't need any more of us in this city. It's hardly enough blood to go around. But here's the thing. You did still fuck up. Look, you're tough. You're real tough, girl. And I'm really happy to know you. I'm really happy to see you. And frankly, your calls to have me bail you out of sticky situations is getting slimmer and slimmer. I almost miss those days of you stumbling into my bar, missing an arm, and half staked up to your life. It's a bit more exciting then. Don't miss the blood on my tables, though. That was hard to get off. Your friends give a shit about you. That's rare. I know lesson number 1 was don't trust a kindred, but you know what? Those guys have really stuck their neck out for you.
I know, and I'm not oblivious to that. I get it.
Then lean in it. You're going to suffer. That whiskey's going to last me another 10 minutes for you need a shot as he pushes another shot glass towards you. That's the thing about us, Crescent. We're not like humans. We can't just drink our worries away to give us a break so we can go to bed and wake up tomorrow to try again. We don't take drugs unless we have to force someone else to do it. We don't get to feel better. Some of us never learned that. Some of us can't handle it. The ones that make it and the ones that don't lose themselves along the way, they get comfortable in it. You lean into that suffering because you're never going to forget it. Eleonora will always be in your head. You are still a part of her even if she's gone. I can say from experience that when you make a child, there's a piece of you that goes with them. Literally a piece of your blood is in them on death and they rise again. So you will never, ever be fully away from her. You may start hearing her. You may start developing little tics that she used to have. It's always subtle. It's always there. In a weird way, we carry our sires with us for better or for worse, for eternity. My best advice to you? Eternity is a long time to be alone. Eternity is a long time to suffer alone. While it's not good to trust kindred too much, all of us are easily bought. We all need blood. Push down to it, we may kill each other if we have to. But if I had to pick being shacked up with some anarch stranger or having your coterie, I'd sell whatever's left of my fucking soul to give that a shot. You got something special. You got something rare. And I think it's time to stop being such a bitch and start getting in line with them. Because, girl, I'm sorry, but you really have a knack for trying to hurt people. Every time you want to defend yourself, you want to get real prickly, you want to hurt someone just to push them away, to test them and try them again. Why not just being honest for a change? See the real you. Allow what makes you you to come out a little bit. Maybe, and this is just a thought, if you let them see a little more of you, Let them see a little more of what truly made you, you. Maybe it'd be a lot easier for them to talk to you, too. Ever think of that?
I thought I had that with Grayson.
How much effort have you put in to try and fix it, then? You're not a bad person. You're actually pretty good for La Sombra. They all tend to be a little dark and edgy, but we all got our shticks. I got a temper. I can't get away from that. Point is, when the going gets tough, you want to hurt someone. Because you're trying to push them away before they can hurt you again. You're trying to beat them to the punch. Now, you're going to figure that out someday. That's just not going to work. I just hope that you figure that out before you lose someone you care about, because trust me, I've lived a lot of lifetimes. I can count on one hand how many times I've had that happen to me. And I didn't have my sultry voice to remind me what was more important, and I fucked up. At least you get the benefit of getting to talk to good old me.
Pleasure.
Of course it is. It's going to be okay. That's the one thing that you can always count on, is that you're going to see tomorrow. You ain't going to die of old age, and you're never going to escape it. Take it one day at a time. I think you were right in bringing her down. That woman was one of the ones that should have died a long time ago. And not out of cruelty.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, well, you don't want to hear it, but you got to hear it. Because no one's going to tell you, because no one's going to be brave enough to say it like me. Go ahead, try and hit me. I'll flatten you against the door like I did last time with a smile on my face and still say it.
Everyone wants to say it.
No. Everyone's going to tell you that she deserved it. There's a difference. I'm going to say that she needed it. Crescent, you won't know what this feels like until 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 300 years from now. You're what, 20? You're still within the realm of what a mortal life is. It ain't gonna hit you until 100 years at least, where life is long, the nights are longer, and you've had so many accidents you don't even remember the faces or the names anymore. That's when life gets long. That's where this curse really hits you. You're going to want friends and someone to catch you, because trust me, there is a point that you will snap and you will go insane. We all go through it. Eleonora went through it. She didn't come out the other side the way she should have. She needed to go. And you gave her that peace. We all deserve to die at some point. You gave her rest. I don't know what happens to us, and I ain't necessarily a religious man. Some would say we go to hell. Some say we go to nothing. Or maybe there is a kind God out there that might give us a second chance if we try our best. I mean, not all of us chose this. I sure as hell didn't. I think what you did for her was the best thing you could have. She's free. The beckoning, the bloodlust, the fear, the paranoia, everything that was eating her up inside, she doesn't have to deal with that anymore. Even the worst case scenario, nothing is better than that. And at least you were the one to do it.
Thank you. Actually, for now, the dawn is coming, and I don't know if I'm going to make it back in time.
Oh, you're not. I ain't letting you leave my fucking bar. You're too inebriated to drive, sister. I don't need the cops coming here. So you're going to have about 3 or 4 more of these shots, because I ain't letting this bottle just air out. You're going to finish this shit off. You know what? I'm going to go double check in the back to make sure I got some situations sorted out, to make sure I got space for you. If I have to put 2 tables together, so be it. But drink for now. And then tomorrow, we'll see what happens. Okay? One night at a time.
Night at a time.
It's going to be okay. We could try again. Always can. Drink. And with that, he turns.
Got it.
We fade away. To you, Grayson. You probably stare out that window for 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
As the rain begins to tick across the glass, what goes through your mind?
Look up at the windows, the drops begin to hit it. Irony. Why do you always knock when I...
You give that sigh, then you hear the back of your mind. Welcome home, friend.
I don't think I can talk to you right now, friend. I'm sorry. It's...
Oh, why not? Have you had a hard night?
worrisome.
Come now, lay your worries down on my pages. I'm here. I'm here.
I know you are, friend. You are always there. Hey, give me some time. Maybe I'll turn your pages.
Time? Are you going to leave me in here? In this drawer? In this dark, dusty hole to be forgotten again? That's not very nice.
It's not forever.
Well, come now. Why don't you just take me out? Maybe a little blood, I can find some answers for you.
I found answers tonight, and I was not ready to hear them, and I don't believe I'm ready to hear any more answers. Rest. I have work to do. Go over to my desk, see if Danica has left me any of the files.
She's let you know that she's retired for the evening.
Understandable. Is Rudy in?
Let's find out. Looks like he would be taking this shift tonight.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull out my walkie and turn it to that channel. You happen to be busy at the moment.
This moment. Oh, shit. Hey, yeah, no, I'm good. Good. Yeah. What do you need?
Would you mind just coming up to my room just to talk, and want to get a little bit of a understanding of the center at the moment, if you don't mind?
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there. Do you need anything? Me to bring anything?
No, not at the moment. You yourself and you.
I'll be there in a moment. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Channel goes dead.
Click it off, and I put it back in my belt. My eyes keep glancing over, because as I came back to my room, I put the sword, or basically the hilt, and I put it on my in my stack of books on the shelf, and I have like a little impromptu stand for it that I made quite quickly.
You're kind of adjusting things around, make room for it. The small corded phone, your desk. That phone does not go off very often.
And go over to it. I see a number. Oh wait, this is
It's an old corded one. It's your private line.
old corded. Pick it up. Hello.
You hear Michael's voice talking quietly to the end. Hey, Holland. I got her.
Yes. Who?
You know who.
Where?
She's at my place. I've got her down for the night if you were worried. You told me to call if she ever shows up here.
She all right?
I got about as close to drunk as I can get her being Kindred, but not gonna lie, she's heartbroken. Little things deal with a lot. Look, she's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. I ain't gonna chastise you. I ain't gonna tell you how to run your coterie. It's not my business. I'm just warning you. She may be tough. She may got a hard shell. That girl's still glass on the inside. Be real careful with her. Don't want you to regret it. Okay?
Thank you, Michael.
I'll keep an eye on her. I'll make sure she's safe, make sure she's tucked. And I'll try and get her back to the center tomorrow night.
I appreciate it, very much so.
Good night, Mr. Holland. The line goes dead.
Hang up the phone. Good. Pull out my phone. Go to Acer's number. I'm just about to click on it. Just pause for a moment. Maybe he's not ready.
The sergeant leans in as you see Rudy picks his head in. Got a new haircut. New clothes, almost bald shave. Very clean. Different for him, though. He leans in. You called?
Rudy. I put my phone away. Rudy, come in. Come in.
He closes the door behind him, and you see him stretches his back out a little bit as he walks over to the front of your desk.
Oh. Been a little bit since I've been able to check in with you properly, and I wanted to get your opinion and see how things are running.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And the center's doing good. Danica gets it all day to day. The herd's doing good. Is that what you call it? The herd?
I try not to use words like that, but yes, I'm glad that everybody is getting along for the most part.
They are. Though we had something interesting happen recently.
By all means.
Well, we had two new cats come in. It was an emergency situation. A couple of ambulances dropped them off about 2 days ago.
2 days.
They were on something fierce.
What were the reports?
Well, I ain't much of that sciencey stuff, so you have to forgive me, but Danica had Medico take a look at it, and when we finally got them settled in, we ran some blood work, trying to figure out what's going on. As they came down from it, they were full of adrenaline, and they were messed up. I may not know what exactly was in their system, but this little college freshman brat was maybe half my weight wet, and he damn near picked me off my feet. But when we finally got him down, got him strapped and resisted, we took x-rays of the whole normal kit and caboodle to make sure they're still breathing.
Mm-hmm.
That man's hand was shattered to pieces, and he had a broken leg. I don't know what kind of inhumane strength you got to be to do something like that, and I don't know why he hadn't passed out from the pain. The other little one, the girl, she wasn't too much better. She busted femur. Like she jumped off a fucking building. Problem is, she damn near sprinted out of the front of my courtyard.
Do we find anything in their system? Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. Danica mentioned again, like they were hopped up on some kind of adrenaline. They were laughing about it. It's like, the more I try to get this guy down, the more fun he seemed to have. Damn near had to break his arm out of his socket to get him to stay on the ground. He was so damn strong. Got him tied down, and the other one, thank God, Rihanna, as fast as she is, and even she could almost catch him. They have been asleep since. They haven't woken up. Medico's got them on, I think, drips and, basic necessities keep them alive, but I think I even heard the word coma got thrown out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Rudy, so this is going to dip a little bit into our business. If I'm right about something, I don't know if I am. So, obviously, again, this doesn't leave the room, right?
Never does.
Appreciate it. There's been talk that there is a new drug in town.
Figures. You picked a horrible business, by the way. If I'm being so bold.
I mean, been around, Rudy. It wasn't the easiest.
Look, I try to keep my nose out of this stuff, boss. not gonna lie, I really don't know how much more use I can be to you out there. I keep this place locked down tight, but I mean, boss, month's already up again. My back's already hurting again. I'm already slowing down, and Danica's getting headaches.
It's about time for another dose then.
Probably.
A little hungry right now, unfortunately. But if you're willing to top me off, I might be able to top you off.
I mean, you just gotta ask. I'm happy to.
Well, that's the thing, Rudy. I know I don't say it enough because I'm unfortunately not as much around, but I'm planning on changing that. And I, by no small measure, am very grateful for what you do here and for Dane.
Well, let me tell you what. I've been working a 12-hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you can maybe wait till tomorrow, I might be able to help you out. I'll snack up. I'll make sure I drink juice, and maybe I'll even get a workout in or something, if that helps. I don't know. Does that help?
Not necessarily. It may make you a little bit more tired.
Oh. Well.
But as long as you're keeping up with your basic nutrition, you'll be just fine.
I mean, I can't lie. Ever since you gave me what you did, if I didn't know that my back was torn up, I have no why I'd have those aches and pains in the first place. I feel great when it happens. So I'll rest up, and if you need a bite, maybe I can give it to you tomorrow.
I may actually, I may be able to procure something that way. I can just get you both re-upped because I need you both. I need you both. Just say it.
Perfect. But, as long as you keep up to that, because I really don't want this pain coming back. But that's about all that's been going on. Everything else has been quiet. You can keep an eyes out. Those cameras are really useful. Nothing's been skulking around like it used to. I think for the most part, it's been quiet.
I've got a little extra eyes helping out around the place.
Perfect. Is there anything else I can do for you, boss?
For tonight, no. And just make sure you get home. Rest. You deserve it. 12 hours is still nothing to scoff at.
Please, I wish I could keep up with old Danica. She's rocking 7 days straight now. But for now, get some rest. Whatever way you can. I'm going to go make sure that Rihanna's got the rest of the night, and then I'll be heading on out.
All right. Just be careful with those. Just make sure we keep an eye on those other patients in case any developments. And I have one other question.
Mm-hmm.
How long you said Danica, how long has she been working?
Today would be day 7. She has a fold-up cot in the office that you used to work in. Keeps it tucked away. Has a change of clothes in her in the little side office pouch that wasn't too far away from it. She uses the showers sometimes in Acer's lab whenever he's not around or asleep. She really cares about this place.
So do I, Rudy. So do you.
I do. I really do.
I'll work on getting a little extra muscle around here as well.
Well, that'd be great. That'd be great because double patrols suck. They suck a lot.
I'm going to, yes, you know what? Priority list going pretty high up there for you.
Perfect. All right, boss. Well, I'm going to go grab my thermos, make sure Rihanna's good. Then I'm going to check out, okay?
Sounds like a good plan, Rudy.
Good night.
Have a good night.
He walks by and gives you a pat on your shoulder. It's gone.
I go into my pocket and I pull out the letter. Drago's. Pop it open and unfurl the sheet.
It's in his own handwriting. It says, Mr. Holland, you and your coterie want to play the game? So let's play. Bring out your best vintage. I'll be there in person tomorrow to taste it with what you need to get started. Look forward to finally seeing the place off a television screen.
Take the letter, put it back in the envelope, and I open up my lock drawer and I put it in there and lock it up again.
Those letters are starting to stack up a little bit in that drawer.
I need to burn those.
So anything else you wish to try and accomplish for this night? It is getting late. Maybe got an hour tops.
Let's see. Anything else at the moment? Shoot. I will say probably for now, no, I'm going to put away all of the stuff from the duffel bag. Definitely going to keep those clothes that I got from Annabelle. I'm going to put those away.
Those are
I'm keeping those.
Those are very comfortable.
That is staying with me. You did not take them back. They're fine quality. I would absolutely take that.
Fair enough. But Grayson, your staggered, stunted evening of stress and difficulty comes to a close for you. While you may not necessarily feel like you could end this night with much more progress, maybe it's best to try again at a fresh evening. And for that, we'll go ahead and move over to Acer and Onyx. As Onyx, you follow Ace around, throwing the duffel bags down just as that last bit of entrance closes behind Grayson, leaving the both of you in stagnating silence. The air is still heavy as Acer immediately begins going back to some kind of mathematical equation that he seems to be finishing the tail end of and adjusting some supplies around. He seems calmer now, but there's a lot of concern on his face. It's almost impossible to hide it.
I am going to, with no reverence at all, jump up on top of the table next to the bag and start rummaging through what I'm looking for.
Without this, she just steps right up onto your table, zips from the bag, bent, hunched over, begins rummaging through the bag. What do you pull out?
I'm going to pull out the baggie that I got from Styx.
Alrighty.
And I'm just going to hold it out in front of him. You need a distraction?
Not sure that works on Kindred. Look, sorry about the whole thing. Seriously, thank you for saving Crescent, really. And I've been kind of a little shit to you. So, I would like to formally apologize for it. Go a little overboard with the people that I actually care about.
Onyx will look a little bit awkward. She's not sure how to handle it. But then she'll say, I appreciate your honest assessment. I'm not most people's cup of tea, and I appreciate you being honest. Grayson treats me like a patient, and Onyx or Crescent and I are getting there. But like I said, Grayson treats me like a patient, and I appreciate you for not doing that. But I'll shake this again and be like, if you could you take a look at what this is for me?
Looking in the bag, it's semi-crushed, being on her person for a bit, but it appears to be a very off-white, beigeish white powder with a slight pinkish tint to it. There is a tablet or two that are still intact, though a little bit cracked here and there. Appears to be some kind of, first glance, looks like a vitamin.
You know the drug Stragos was talking about?
Yeah. Ones we're supposedly... This is it?
That's them.
I'm going to kind of carefully, not really opening the bag, but through the plastic, kind of nab one of the as intact as the pill is,
Mhm.
and just kind of see if there's any like markings or anything on it that would identify its substance.
No identifying markings. It is just a plain, slightly off pink tablet.
Okay, well, luckily I've had to do this a lot to try and make my power, so I got some stuff right here. I can distill it and see what this sucker's made out of.
I have a sinking suspicion there's some Vitae in it. I'll pull out my notebook and say, look, I'll fill all of you guys in. Everyone's a little bit more calm tomorrow, soon. But I do have everything I know right here, and I'll pass my notebook over. I'll also pull out a little thing because he's gonna need to translate it. Not.
Oh, you do the same thing, huh?
Yeah, it helps. But she's gonna look really uncomfortable for a second, and like she's gonna try and say something, but she's gonna be rocking back and forth for a minute.
As he's just kind of looking at the writing in the cipher, he's just gonna. Is it noticeable what you're doing? Is it noticeable?
Oh, she's fidgeting. She's fidgeting. Okay. Yeah.
Mind you, she's also still standing on your table.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten over that part. It's like, okay, she's up here now.
Uh-huh.
She squats sitting on your table, still kind of rocking back and forth.
And as he's looking at the page and just looking at her, he's just going to be like, despite what happened there, I'm actually a pretty good listener if you say anything.
No, it's not a listening thing. It's I get what you said in there. It bumps my respect up for you a bit. But you mentioned for some reason, I don't know why you wanted me there for that, but cool. You seem to like honesty, which 100% I respect that. And for some reason, you guys keep bringing me around. So, since you seem to want to trust people, you're not going to find anything more than about 2 decades if you do some research on me, just so you know.
I've kind of retired that with people I like, so if you're willing to share, I'm willing to listen, but I understand that some things have to be kept secret. I mean, I have my own secret.
I got a glimpse of that a few weeks ago.
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's honestly mind hacking. It's no different than what I do. I just need tech in order to do it.
Well, I'm going to put my hand out like I'm, shaking his hands. And I'm just going to say, Nora, nice to meet you.
Take it, I'll give it a good shake and just be like, officially, Acer. I didn't know we changed our names upon rebirth, so...
Acer's really your name?
Yeah, that is born with, yeah.
Well, nice to meet you then. If you do just change your mind, you will find more under Nora. But, the other thing is, I like you guys. I do. But if you're gonna want this whole honesty thing, you ain't gonna like what you find with me.
Laura, I don't like what I find with me. I highly doubt I'm gonna hate you anymore.
Well,
Besides, regardless of whatever I find in your past, I'm really into what you... You need anything from me, I got your back.
oh, full disclosure, besides all the shit I don't want to drag you guys through, I've got a lot of things I have to deal with. But, when they're done, Full disclosure, I'm punching my ticket, and I'm going home.
Can't blame you for that.
Okay, just since, that seemed to be an issue with the others.
No. After all, like I said, my ultimate goal is to become human again one way or the other. As soon as that happens, I'm out too. But I mean, as an alternative, because I understand that feeling, I'm just saying, if I do find something that can turn me back, I could always adapt it. You out too. It's just an alternative.
Well, it's good to have goals, bud. I haven't ever met anyone who became human again, but
and neither have I.
Good on you, I guess.
I mean, I never thought I'd be immune to the sun.
That is a
that
good
happened,
thing.
So there's hope.
But yeah, I'll just hand him over my notes and my cipher, and the cipher at least, and just kind of hang out and watch him work.
So for the rest of the evening, I'm assuming your little time you have left, you're going to try and see if you can do a rudimentary analysis of this substance. Get a head start on it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab my machines, kind of do the whole distilling process, put it in that spinner, because I know that takes at least like 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I could get started right away if I get all that together. So I'm going to pretty much get that set up so we can just go on during the day.
Easy enough. I'll do a lab roll when it comes to that point. But I'll say for the rest of the evening, you guys begin working, exchanging information of what you both know about what you've seen so far, getting the process of trying to distill some of the substances. I'll say for the initial sense of this, go ahead and give me an intelligence plus science. You may add your lab to this to see how much of the material you actually need to use, or if you use up all of it.
Plus lab, I think I have, how much did I put into my lab?
You have, I believe, 2. Yes, your lab is 2.
That's going to be 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay, you still have a good solid tablet left by the time you're done. So you still got 1 dose of this mystery drug as spare if anything goes wrong. But you do go through the process of bringing all your materials together, filling out your notes, getting initial readings, initial weights, anything that you use for the scientific method to start bringing things together. And before you know it, your machines start whirling, your centrifuge starts spinning, and your computer starts whirling.
What time is it?
It's damn near close to 6 a.m. Sun's going to rise up pretty soon.
Gonna head over to keeping our little friend.
Mm-hmm. You go to Jordan?
Yep, we have to go talk to our little friend.
Yeah.
So, you're welcome to join, but... Oh. It's going to be sunrise soon, so you can take my bed, take the beanie. It's clean, I promise.
You're not sure if that makes you feel better or worse.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to just, it's fine. Thank you.
And with that, I will open up the secret passageway, and I will be like, follow if you wish, and I will go.
I mean, yeah, dropped a bomb on me. That's fun.
Following together through the secret passage, you make way to the top layers of the second center, to the layers that doesn't really get a lot of foot traffic. The only room higher is Grayson's itself. Make your way through the rooms where, if I remember correctly, you still left Jordan untorpid, but still locked in the cells. No room for him.
Correct.
So you make your way to the available cell where you peek into the window and he has hugged his knees up to his chest. And he's just staring through the window.
I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the cameras in here as well. I'll connect them back later. And I'm going to open the little window and I'm going to be like, you used to work for Hurricane, right?
He just stares at you.
Interesting drug you created.
He lifts his head, tilts his head. And he smiles a bit, and you see a little fang It worked. You're not dead. I can't believe it finally worked. Holy shit.
Very interesting, actually.
I bet it was. Took you long enough to get tempted.
Not by choice.
Ugh.
One hell of a side effect, though.
Yeah, well, probably would have had time to work out the kinks had you and, as he leans a little bit, just see a little bit of your in the corner there. If you and, Shock and Barrel over there hadn't, torched my fucking haven.
That was Duncan. And he already got what he deserved.
Wait, what? First off, did you say Duncan burnt down my place?
McTavish.
Oh, does that bother you a little bit, buddy?
Motherfucker! As he gets up, you actually watch it. He gets up and he starts beating into the wall hard. He maybe spent about 5 or 6 minutes in this full tantrum, just tearing and clawing at the padded side corner of this cell, to the point where you actually see he's getting through the padding and starts scraping against the metal reinforcement behind the actual foundation of the room. After a moment, he seems to calm down. Is that fucking liar?
I take it that was not part of your...
Of course it was a fucking part of my plan, as he whips around to you. That son of a bitch! Where is he now?
Ash.
You're kidding me. You lie. You were fucking lying.
Coterie and I took him down. Because of that, Speaker of the Thin Bloods is now primitive Thin Blood.
Tilts his head. Looks to you, Onyx. I think you're too fucking crazy to lie. Is he telling the truth?
Oh, yeah. Prince's favorite.
That being said, I have a proposition for you.
Well, I'm not really in a situation where I can refuse listening now, can I? Thanks for, just barely feeding me, by the way. You did leave me in here for a fucking week.
You're right. Now I'm willing to get you out.
Oh, that will make me turn my head at Acer.
And that little serum you made. I'm betting you were just using any old turned kindred to try and perfect it.
Just the same control I could muster. Same sire. Didn't matter the people, still the same sire. Had to test to make sure it worked before I tried something else. But you could probably know that from my notes.
Very much so. Which brings me to something quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only willing to share all the information that I found out about how your drug worked, but we are currently in possession of Duncan's ashes.
He takes a step forward.
That's a big ingredient.
He immediately has stepped forward to the point where he is now within... If you want to reach those bars, you could grab him by the collar if you want to. He's like, ooh, hold on. You got that sons of bitches dirt.
How would you like to try the serum again, but with something a little...
He squints his eyes at you. You can tell he's interested. It's not hard to see. You see the little cog wheels going behind those eyes. Hold on. This is too good to be true. Why the hell would you lock me up for a week, barely keep me fed, and then offer me something as sweet as this? But I know you cammy nut jobs just want to throw me in and see me sunned for what I've done.
Yes, I would very much like that.
At least you're honest.
One of my many traits. Gets me in trouble a lot.
Trust me. You signed up for trouble the moment you became a thin blood. There ain't no such thing as a peaceful life for our kind.
Sadly, that offer was never mine to accept.
Neither was mine.
then we have something in common. So how about this? We're going to tell me everything about her. And I'm going to let you out of this cage. Your research stays with me. And you can go back to building your little empire of dancing with certain conditions.
There's the Camarilla side. So what shackle do I have to agree to if I want to live?
I've recently heard about a drug problem around here. I know that there used to be a little dance floor. Bartered a lot with it. Or at least drugs in general. If perchance you happen to distribute that to your people, you're going to help us track down the source. And any and all drugs will be banned at your place.
Newsflash, genius. They ain't much of an offer for me. You guys, and thanks to Mr. McTavish, hell take his soul, whatever's left of it, burned my haven and my people to the ground. I got nowhere to go. You let me out of the cell, I'm still a dead man walking out.
Just as fine, he's not leaving here.
Right. You see this facility?
Mm-hmm.
This entire place?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who paid for it?
He looks at you in a bit of disbelief. No.
Honestly, I never thought it'd get off the ground, but Bitcoin has been bringing in
Are
some
you
real
kidding
good
me?
shit.
I'm so happy I actually took a coin into that. It made me a killing.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna make you another one. And in turn, you're gonna help me kill the one guy that's looming.
So let me get this straight. You're Cammy, right?
Yep.
Well, I guess for the sake of negotiations, because I'm kind of under duress. I got nothing else really to lose. Have you know, up till that moment, I'm Anarch. That doesn't make us friends, pal.
It does not.
I don't really appreciate having a prince that can tell me what I can and can't do. So,
But in the end, right now I am telling you what you can and cannot do.
that's what I'm concerned about. You've done a lot of talking, so give me a spell here if you don't mind. You did burn my place to the ground. And your friend also did kill two of my guys with a fucking frying pan.
I have yet to return the favor to you.
Try.
We discussed before this happened. I'm looking dead at Acer.
If I'm going to dilute this down into a palatable something that maybe me, oh simpleton, could understand, you want me to flip sides. You want me to become a cammy dog, just like all the other thin bloods with a brand and a leash on their hide. In return, you buy me a new club. You use this Primogen title, and you're looking out for me as long as I play your ball. And in return, I give you all the research I got. That sums it up. I get to walk out free. You don't tell the prince. You don't tell nobody. I don't have no sheriff coming down and try to rip my head off again.
Funny thing about that, I also have it in with the sheriff.
Give me a charisma plus deception. That would be subterfuge. My apologies.
You have been with the sheriff?
Yeah, future sheriff.
That's coming where the subterfuge is coming in.
Also,
Huff, huff,
lying
wink,
that
wink.
he's going to stay alive because Onyx is not going to allow that.
Oh, I know Onyx is not going to allow that. And this is not staying between us. I will be telling everyone about this. Subterfuge and manipulation, yes?
And then be like, why
Yes.
did I just tell this jerk my name? Oh, shit.
That was when Onyx knew she might have fucked up.
I fucked up.
Join the crew.
Is
That's going to be two. Only two.
2. Ty goes to the player. He tilts his head. Do me a favor. Have you noticed any of these people in here fucking each other yet? Curiosity. Answer that question before I give you my honest answer.
Storyteller, have I seen anything?
This
What
kid,
is going on?
this kid is way off surprise. What is he talking about?
Okay. I will react accordingly and be like, excuse me?
Smiles. Cool. Fine. If you can guarantee that little Miss Crazy Eyes over there and your sheriff friend and the prince don't just take my head off the moment I take 1 foot out of the cell, I'll play ball. Because here's the thing. Thin bloods stick together. This is a whole different ball game when you're not full. A lot of thin bloods out there suffering. There's a lot of reason why the anarchs are rounding us up. But I gotta be honest. If you're talking about some kind of weird drug hitting my club before it turned to ash, I don't know what you're talking about. The only thing that we would do is we'd slip on a Mickey, get them downstairs. More often than not, we drain what we need and then we send them on their way. It's just on occasion. When we need a new stock, yes, I would capture a few that I thought could handle it. We turn them and we test out this idea. It went bad once. It'd get us killed, but we were close. The whole idea of this is, well, it's time to level the playing field. Thin bloods are dirt. Looked down upon, second class. No matter how hard we try, we can't survive. Even in groups, one sheriff can rip a pack of thin bloods apart just like that. I want to change that. And I found a way to do it, and you just proved that it works. So, how about a counteroffer? Did you like what you felt? Did you like what it did for you? Ah, see? There it is. He leans in close, so that way he's gripping the bars, the windows. He smiles. What if I could make it better? What if I could give you more? What if we play our cards right and work together? We can use Duncan's ashes, and you might actually get to rip a power out of him. Maybe a memory. With that in your back pocket, you might have enough muscle to just make Hurricane wet himself. They had a fun relationship too. I don't care much for Hurricane.
Less about power, but the memory. You can make that happen.
I don't know. Potentially. You see, I caught wind a few years back that really old vampires do this thing called a memoriam. See, the brain can only handle so much information before it starts deleting things. That's why you can't remember what your favorite food was when you're 2 years old, or you don't remember the sound of the first song you ever heard in your life when you were a baby. But that gets worse for Kindred because they keep aging, but they don't die. So what happens when you need to remember something that happened 250 years ago or 1,000 years ago? I don't know how they do it, but they slip into this kind of trance-like state. Dig deep, relive those memories. I have a theory. You know the old term that water has a memory? You ever heard that?
Vaguely superstitious notion, but I have heard of it.
Well, we're walking superstitious notions, motherfucker. But get this. If water can have a memory, maybe can Vitae. And if Vitae can have a memory, that means our ashes might have our memories in them. It's a long shot. If we work together, we might be able to level the playing field for these thin bloods, these poor souls out there. Give them a real fighting chance to be equals. Maybe finally get some respect.
Talk about it with everyone else. At the very least, if everything is agreed upon to the letter.
Well, I'm going to add my own little bit there, and I'm going to look at him. Let me be clear, for the sake of trust, I'm looking at Acer. We're gonna talk about all this shit. I don't know really what you're talking about, but I'm getting the gist and I don't like it. And I point to forgetting his name.
Jordan,
and I'd be like, sure, you want to help him? You want to do your little thin blood thing? Fine. But you are not leaving this facility until everything he wants is done. Not stepping outside 1 foot.
she looks to you. First off, sweet cheeks. I already tried that. You guys got a little fucking ghost walking around. Couldn't get out if I wanted to. I tried. Second, don't act high and mighty on me. I can see it on your face. You've done things. You've done things to survive. And you've hurt people too. So don't act...
When he says that, I'm going to very flirtily walk right up to him, and I'm going to get right up in his face, like up in the crook of his neck, and I'm be like, oh, of course I've done things, sweetheart. You want me to hurt you a little bit too? I already did that. Want me to do it again?
I'm not going to make you roll for that one. Too many dice in your favor on that one. He takes a few steps back as you get too close.
And I'm going to very playfully, like I'm flirting, just snap at him just a little bit.
He freezes. You made him freeze. There's not much more of a description I can give beyond that. He just slowly moves his head back over to Acer. Tell you what. Save your money. I'll live in your fucking basement if I have to. Took me luck and a decade to build that place up. You want me clean? So be it. Didn't necessarily like what we had to do, but we do what we have to survive. But I'll tell you what. Hurricane's house is very interesting. It's the reason why he doesn't leave it very often. It ain't because he's a shut-in. Tell me, it's the reason why Hurricane never shows up to Elysium. I'm not sure if he's changed it in the week that I've been here. But he hardly ever shows up, even when it's demanded.
That's a lot of leeway.
Leeway? Or paranoia? You keep me alive? Keep psychopathic Sharknado over there from killing me? I'll play ball. See where it goes. Only on the simple fact, let's be real. You hate me, I sure as hell hate you. I didn't vote for you. No Thin Blood did. So that little voice or primogen thing that you're walking around with, don't try that with Thin Bloods. It ain't gonna work. Everybody hates you. Even your own kind. But I want to live. I'm very interested to see where my research goes. I guess we can both scratch our backs then. If I live long enough to do so. And with that, you see he actually crunches the back of his mouth and the window of the door slams shut.
Bar reach. Still had that on him, huh? As he connects the cameras again and opens the secret door and just kind of gestures for Onyx to go through first.
She's walking through, but she is keeping her body turned towards you now and eyes on you as if she's like not really sure she can trust you at this moment.
Fair. He's gonna close it. Hope to get everyone in tomorrow to discuss this too.
You didn't need to find the source. I've already had that if you happen to read your notes. And I made a promise that I would see his blood spilled on the ground.
Fortunately, if I don't do something, Hurricane has a video of Grayson. This guy isn't just here to hurt me. I personally do not like him. care for what's done, and I too think he deserves to pay. However, it seems more useful. Whatever happens afterwards, I'm not keeping an eye on him 24/7. Do what you need to do. Like I said, saved my kindred family. Not going to deny you anything. At least, not this.
Fair enough. He will be dead by the end of it. I don't let those that have harmed innocents live. And I'll just walk on. And as I pass over her head, I said, working on this trust thing, right?
Yeah. As she says that, he kind of thinks back to the book of all the innocents he has killed throughout his kindred life. Yeah. And he will go to bed.
And with that, my wonderful family, will be the end of tonight. A long, long night full of emotional highs and lows. My wonderful, wonderful coterie. You all get an experience point for surviving a session and another one for completing another night of your eternal existence. Wow, 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 wow. And I'm sorry, I had a minor stroke there. Did I see someone donate an obscene amount of support?
No, you are not imagining. I was paying attention to that. That was a lovely, hefty sum that somebody was so gracious to give.
From the bottom of all of our undead hearts, thank you so much for that wonderful love and support. That was very much a nice surprise and truly appreciated. Thank you very much. Additionally, thank you to the raiders, the follows, and all the new wonderful faces that joined us tonight. Don't worry, Raven. I saw your blood bag. I will be adding it. Do not forget, I count these things rigorously. I am cruel, but I am fair. So, for now, I hope you all did enjoy our wonderful episode tonight. If you truly did, make sure you slap a follow. Hell, if you're feeling so generous, even happen to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate even just showing up religiously as you do. We support the raids. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support in any way possible. And we hope you all enjoyed tonight's episode. For now, make sure you lock your doors. Make sure you check underneath your bed. Make sure you lock those windows and shut those blinds. You never know when someone through a traffic cam may be watching you, waiting just to find that perfect little secret that could just uproot your entire life. And when you finally feel helpless and alone, they finally come to take you, and you'll be ever lost in this world of darkness. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. God bless you all, and good night. Until next time.